every morning, he was there. He never owned him. He never fed him. He never called his name because he didn't even know it. And yet, every single morning, without fail, when Daniel stepped off his porch and into the cool morning air, the dog was already sitting at the bottom of the steps, waiting. He didn't beg. He didn't bark. He just followed. What Daniel didn't know, what he couldn't have known, was why. And that reason would one day save his life.
Daniel was the kind of man a small town depends on without ever saying so. He wasn't wealthy. He wasn't well known outside of the few streets he called home. He woke before the sun every morning, pulled on his boots, and walked the same gravel road through town to his workshop, arriving before anyone else had even put on the coffee. He was a good man, a steady man, but if you looked closely, and most people didn't, you would see something heavy sitting just behind his eyes. Daniel had been carrying something for a long time. Loss, quiet disappointment, the slow, grinding weight of a man who keeps showing up every day, but has started to wonder if any of it means anything. He didn't talk about it. That wasn't Daniel's way. It was on a morning like any other that the dog first appeared. Scraggly, brown and white, no collar, no tags. It was sitting at the edge of his front steps when Daniel walked out, ears up, tail still, watching him with a calm, steady attention that felt almost purposeful. Daniel waved his hand. "Go on, get." The dog didn't move. Daniel walked down the road, and when he glanced back from the end of the street, the dog was following, 12 paces behind, patient as a shadow.
The next morning, the dog was there again, and the morning after that, and the morning after that. 1 week became 2. 2 became a month. People around town started to notice. His neighbor, old Mr. Hale, called over the fence one morning. "Daniel, that dog has better loyalty than most people I know," and chuckled as he headed inside. But not everyone found it charming. Some of the men down at the hardware store started talking. "You see that stray following Daniel around? That's not normal. Animals don't do that for nothing." Small town talk has a way of growing legs. And soon enough, it was everywhere. Daniel heard what people said. And even though he brushed it off, late at night, sitting alone at his kitchen table with a cold cup of coffee, he found himself wondering. Things were not going well. His workshop had fewer orders coming in. Bills were piling up quietly in the corner of his desk. And the loneliness, the kind that wraps around a man even in a room full of people, had been getting heavier. He tried taking a different road to work, through the back lane behind the old grain store. The dog found him within minutes. He tried leaving earlier. The dog was already on the steps. One evening, exhausted and at the end of himself, Daniel sat down on the porch steps and stared at the dog, who sat just a few feet away, watching him with those same quiet, unreadable eyes. And Daniel, a man who kept everything locked inside, said out loud what he had never said to another person, because there was no person there, just the dog. "Why do you keep following me? What do you want? I've got nothing to give you. I can barely keep myself going." And then, Slowly, the dog stood up, walked 3 steps closer, and lay down at Daniel's feet, not asking for anything. Just there. Daniel didn't know it yet, but within 24 hours, that dog was going to show him exactly why it had never once walked away.
The next morning, Daniel was up before light. He hadn't slept much. His mind was loud. But routine is a powerful thing, and so he laced his boots, stepped outside into the gray pre-dawn, and started down the road. The dog fell into step beside him, as always. But halfway down the road, at the bend just past the old wooden bridge, the dog stopped. Daniel kept walking. The dog did not follow. Daniel turned around. The dog was standing rigid in the middle of the path, ears forward, eyes fixed on the road ahead, every muscle still. "Come on," Daniel said. The dog didn't move. Daniel took a step forward. The dog moved, not toward him, but in front of him, cutting him off, calm but completely immovable. Daniel tried going left. The dog shifted. He tried going right. The dog shifted again. No growling, no aggression, just a quiet, absolute refusal to let him pass. And then Daniel heard it. A deep, splitting crack, like something enormous giving way. Then a long, grinding moan. Then silence. An old oak tree, one of the biggest on that road, one that had stood there longer than anyone in town could remember, had come down. Straight across the path, exactly where Daniel would have been standing. The dust settled. Daniel stood frozen. He could hear his own heartbeat. Slowly, he turned around. The dog was sitting in the road, tail wagging once, slowly, eyes on Daniel, exactly as calm as it had always been. Daniel walked back. And this time he didn't wave it away. He didn't walk past it. He knelt down, right there in the middle of that gravel road, and placed his hand on the dog's head. And for the first time in longer than he could remember, Daniel let himself break. Not because he had nearly been killed, but because something had been faithfully, quietly watching over him, without asking for a single thing in return, during the exact stretch of his life when he had convinced himself that nothing and no one cared whether he made it through. I want to talk to you for a moment. There is something in your life right now that you have been pushing away. Maybe it's a door that keeps opening that you keep shutting because the timing feels wrong. Maybe it's a person who keeps showing up and you keep pulling back because you don't understand why they're still there. Maybe it's a quiet feeling, a nudge, pointing you somewhere you haven't let yourself go yet. Daniel spent weeks frustrated by the one thing that had been assigned to protect him. He tried every route he could think of to get away from it, and he almost walked straight into the worst moment of his life because he couldn't understand why it kept following him. Faithfulness doesn't always announce itself with a reason. Protection doesn't always show up in a form you recognize. And the things that have been quietly, consistently, stubbornly showing up in your life without demanding anything from you may be the most important things you have been walking away from. Daniel never found out where that dog came from. He never learned who it belonged to or how it knew. He only walked away from that road with one truth that he carried for the rest of his life. Stop turning away from what you don't yet understand, because sometimes the thing you keep pushing away is the very thing that was sent for you. Now I want to hear from you. Has something or someone kept showing up in your life that you kept pushing away, and then later, you finally understood why? Tell me your story in the comments. You never know who needs to read it today. And if this story made you feel something real, you already know this is your channel. Subscribe and hit the bell. Every week, we bring you stories that go past the surface, because you were made for more than 8 minutes of something that actually moves you. Stay faithful to what's following you.